This second patch for the No Man's Sky Endurance update is large and probably fixes the main annoying issue you've had with this release. This first note fixes the teleporter issue people have been having with derelict freighters, which is great as everyone and their dog now wants derelict freighters to get all the valuable salvage frigate modules, and yes, derelict freighters are the best way to get them, paired with sending your frigates out on expeditions. Check out this video I made about all of the drop rates and more to get you those epic new freighter rooms. This next note fixed a bug that caused freighter bases to be limited to 8 floors. This has now been fixed and freighter bases have access to the full 15 floor potential. Fixed a rare visual glitch caused by the exosuit backpack being incorrectly scaled. Fixed an issue that allowed bases from blocked players to still be synced in some circumstances. The UI now displays additional feedback after feeding a living frigate and evolving new traits. The visual effects for harvesting plants within freighter biorooms have been improved. Fixed an issue that caused some posters to use the wrong texture. Another great one here that fixes an issue that prevented players from claiming the Normandy or Leviathan frigate rewards from previous expeditions at the Quicksilver Synthesis bot. I can confirm this now works great on this patch and they are both ready to claim for those who earned them before. An issue that resulted in a cascade deletion of your wiring setups has been fixed. Essentially, if you had multiple wires connected to each other and you deleted one to fix a mistake, it would delete all connected and potentially more. This happened with many different things connected to wiring and was quite a bad issue for intricate setups. Really glad they got this one fixed ASAP. Fixed an issue that left ladders behind when deleting their attached room on a freighter. Fixed an issue that caused multiple freighter bases to be missing on PlayStation 4. Unfortunately for that one, you may have already reset it at this point, but even if you did, I think most people will be. While I love my old bases, I feel a clean slate is in order. Introduced a number of rendering optimizations for freighter bases. I can't help but wonder if this fix to people who altered their system clock not being able to get a living frigate was a purposeful bug to prevent people from cheesing the new content in the first hour it was live. Kudos if so, but in reality I don't actually believe they would do that. This next one explains why when I tried this on my stream last night, it worked fine even though Mythic Variable insisted they weren't powered in her freighter. So yes, planters and various other base parts should now correctly be powered in your freighter. Fixed an issue that awarded players the resources gathered by NPC asteroid miners. Supporting scaffolds have now been added to the underside of elevated freighter base parts. This is a really cool addition, as the hovering nature of the freighter base parts was doing my head in just a little. I know we make sky bases, but it sat weirdly with me. The bulkhead door plan has now been made a default plan, which was definitely a good idea. This is to help prevent players without the plan from being stuck inside a room in some circumstances. Fixed an issue that prevented players from skipping cinematic black bars while in an exocraft. Fixed an issue that could prevent newly purchased frigates from joining up with the fleet. Fixed a number of visual glitches in freighter room parts. Now this is a really cool one. Players may now harvest carbon from the plants growing on the walls of their agricultural freighter rooms. I really like that touch. All those shells with plants draping over can now be harvested for carbon, and it seems to be a decent amount, maybe half a standing planter. Very cool touch. Players can now place specific variants, straight T-junction, X-junction of freighter glass corridors. If you hadn't already noticed, this is part of the new way they are handling contextual parts, as with the walls and such for planet bases. With these corridors you can choose to either place them as default, where they will contextually change based on what other rooms you connect to it, or you can choose whether it is straight, crossroad, etc. from the start. Well, the glass corridors didn't have this, but the normal did, and now both do. Fixed an issue that caused byte-beat music to play over the top of the intended settlement bar music. Fixed an issue that allowed players to interact with their ship while it was being salvaged for scrap. Fixed a rare blocking issue that could prevent portals from working correctly when triggered on the Artemis path while very close to the centre of the galaxy. Fixed an issue that prevented freighter doors and windows from being automatically deleted if the room they are attached to is deleted. As far as I can tell, this doesn't really interfere with much, just be aware that doors will now disappear with the room if you were messing around with glitched platforms and the like. Fixed a number of memory related crashes, particularly on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. fixed a crash related to base building, fixed a crash related to freighter loading, and fixed a crash related to the fleet command room. This was a fantastic follow-up, fixing the majority at least of the problems I was hearing from people. The cost of organic frigates isn't confirmed a bug or oversight, but we may see that change in the future. We may even see the return of ramps in some form due to the massive pushback at their removal. A very good reason for the ramps removal was brought up in last night's stream, where the new rooms are perfect cubes and so much taller than the previous rooms were. This means that the ramped corridors like before would have to be at a 45-degree angle. However, there are some ways around this that don't involve going back to the old corridor ramps that I'm hoping HG may consider for the future. I'm expecting maybe 1 to 2 more bugs fix patches like this before HG goes dark again, preparing for 4.0. My current thinking is that 4.0 will be the 7th of October Switch release version, and whether that comes with anything massive is not guaranteed, but we have an amazing update to play with now and a new expedition rumoured to start on Tuesday the 26th. Thanks for watching folks, and have an amazing day.